The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk Wrestling here across the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, and NoDQ.com and the Greg Cherry brand again tonight. Of course, I am Jeff Meacham. You already know that, or you wouldn't be here, right? Coming to you live from Studio 2, Studio B, whatever you want to call it, the new house for the night. If you saw or listened to Tuesday's episode of Talk Wrestling, you guys know the AC is out over there, so I am staying here so I can have some comfort. So the next few shows I do, at least on the live front that I'm on screen, I will likely be here. But we'll see how things play out, because I do to be able to do this weekend's watch-alongs, this weekend's live streams, and then next weekend. So it's going to be a little bananas. Seeing a couple people in the chat room talk about a hurricane touching down here in Southern California. I was not aware of that. So if it is, I don't know. As far as I know, we're fine. We haven't been evacuated. I'm also way inland from the beach areas, so I don't think it would be a problem for me here in Santa Clarita. But like I said, if you guys see me bail, you know we got an evac notice. So thank you all for the concern. Much appreciated on that. I do have specific topics I did want to talk about tonight. So if you guys want me to talk about anything else beyond that, or ask, the who's the greatest this or whatever questions, please super chat. That way I can make sure he gets my attention accordingly. So I'm not going to talk about the matches from last night, and I am, however, going to bring up CM Punk. I know we're not supposed to, or we're not supposed to criticize the match from last night. It's like it was a cinematic gimmick match, you guys, between two people that, it's just get over it. Like, seriously, get over it. It's so stupid that we're getting this wound up about a sponsored match. Like, get over it. Seriously, not a big deal. It's really not. But as far, I'm going to talk about Punk. I know I talked a lot about Punk on Tuesday's show. Kind of went off on him, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to go too much into it. Let me just say about Punk that again, having him not anything to me in mind really shouldn't be that personal, and it's not. I just don't like that any of them are not being held accountable enough for the chaos they have brought to the company and to the industry. So yeah, it's just, hopefully business can be done, matches can be, put out there, and we can get something out of this. On the AEW front, I did want to talk about the person who is recognized by AEW as the AEW World Champion, not the real World Champion, as CM Punk's on. Let's talk about MJF. He put out this tweet, I believe it was yesterday. I could be wrong on that. But basically, he said to Logan Paul that he's a big fan. He apparently Mr. Paul was upset about Logan's ranking in the ESPN top 30 under 30. And MJF went on to say, "I couldn't agree with you more. The list was flawed. What the hell is a Vikingo anyway? Would love to come on Impulsive and talk about the list, as well as the fact that AEW is about to run the biggest show in the history of the sport on August 27th. Hopefully your boss and our mutual friend, jolly old Saint Nick," referring to Nick Khan, obviously, "will allow it. P.S. I wrote this while sipping on a Prime. Yours sincerely, numero uno, MJF." So, again, Max stirring the pot, talking to or putting out tweets to a WWE talent, and name dropping Nick Khan, and I actually would love if something like that happened. I would love to see MJF appear on Impulsive. I don't know what Logan Paul's status with the people that run his podcast or the partners he has on the podcasting side, what their agreement is, whether he's allowed to bring non-WWE talent on the show. If he is, I book this now. Granted, it does give AEW the platform on with a WWE superstar contracted superstar, but as we have said for months now, AEW and All In are good for the industry. We have a company that is not WWE outselling SummerSlam 92, which was at the same venue, outselling, I don't care what the official WWE numbers are, outselling WrestleMania 3. This is a big deal that AEW is running this show, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. It's a major thing. We're covering it here on the net. We're covering it here on the channel. We are going to be providing a watch along of it next weekend. I don't know where I put it. There it is. Yeah, this is all next weekend that we've got stuff going on. We've got the dads and always in wrestling, top 10 actors actually be lost too soon. And then we get to watch along bad shit. We've got NWA 75 night 1 and open mic night on Saturday. We've got All In Sunday morning next week. We got Emergence Sunday night and with a recap of NWA 75 night 2. So these next 2 weeks and then the weekend after with Payback and All Out, wrestling is a hot topic. And I'm not trying to put the store over. I do like hot topic, but it's if I'm Logan Paul, if I'm the people that help him run Impulsive, I would just find a way to make this happen. I really would. I would find a way to get in there and just have the buzz of WWE superstar Logan Paul having AEW World Champion MJF on his show. That right there is just a big buzz for me. And I don't necessarily disagree with this, Matthew, but I think what's happening with All In is they're trying to do too much too soon as far as the booking strategy itself, because they have another pay-per-view in Chicago next weekend that they're unfortunately seeming to want to get toward. They are making a big deal out of All In. I'm not trying to downplay their playing up of All In. All In's going to be arguably the biggest show in history. Like I said, they've already, if you go by most reputable sources and numbers, they've outsold the biggest show in North American history, WrestleMania 3. And the other shows, and again, the numbers of WrestleMania in Dallas and here probably inflated. So points of view. And then they had the shows in North Korea that were in 1995 that were kind of hodgepodged into a pay-per-view in August of 95 that were taped in April. You can never trust those numbers because they're from North Korea, so we don't know what's being reported is true. But this show is going to be major. And we kind of talked about this briefly the night, Matthew. We don't know who's willing to work with anybody. All we have to go off of is dirt sheets and bullshit. And I went off on Punk the other night because he went into business for himself on the microphone, talking, at or down to Adam Page. And it just came off unprofessional to me. But again, that's a whole other thing. I don't think this is disappointing for Wembley. There are bigger matches, yes. There are bigger programs and stories that could be told, yes. But I'm looking forward to the world title match between MJF and Adam Cole. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not disappointed by it. How about that? So no, I'm not in agreement. I'm not disappointed by it. So anyway, just wanted to give Max a little love. I know people don't always very easy on Max, even though he's a lovable heel nowadays. But just wanted to show Max a little love today. All right. I do also want to talk about, apparently, one Macy Estrella, formerly known as Lacey Evans, is apparently officially gone from WWE. By the way, I'm doing this bonus episode for a couple of reasons. Let me just be transparent. Number one, Tuesday was such a shit show with having to have the graphic up all night of the whole show and me having to, work on the fly because of the heat and the internet being what it was. So I wanted to give you guys a bonus episode this week. and just make sure we got a show today, and some kind of content. So I wasn't on the air yesterday. Yes, the channel had content. Thank you to Greg Cherry and Matty Laws for that, but didn't have Jeff content. So I wanted to make sure I talked. The other thing was I don't know what JJ has planned for open mic night this weekend. I it was brought to my attention, and I definitely realized it, that I kind of took the reins back of that show completely inadvertently, and I do feel bad about that. So whatever he's planning will be news to me Saturday morning / afternoon, but I do want to be able to focus on the UK karaoke, British invasion karaoke. That's the theme of it. Aspect of Saturday's show. So I definitely want to get my shit in talking about these topics now before I forget, because my brain is what it is. So as far as Lacey / Macy Estrella, Lacey Evans, apparently gone from WWE as of this week, and she got the folks on the internet's crazed because one of her followers on Twitter said, "Drop the OnlyFans link, shit's about to blow," and she very very naughtily replied that how many days are left. So apparently she's going to have herself an OnlyFans account, and she is going to be exploring her options outside WWE, much in the same vein as Mandy Rose. It's preseason. I don't care. Josh, I love you, brother. It's preseason football. Staffway Sports Bar, and everybody can get all wound up about it. I could not give any less of a shit until week 1. It's cool that football's back, but I don't really care enough. Safa, good to see you, sir. Yes. I haven't seen any links go up, so we'll see it. But anyway, good for Lacey, and good for Macy, excuse me. And I say that because we kind of talked about her on Tuesday, or at least I did. I'm trying to weed through the bullshit. Just one bad gimmick after another, one bad reset after the other. After the Sassy Southern Belle thing was kind of just, we don't like it anymore. We're not going to use it anymore. The thing with teaming with Corbin against Seth and Becky, the thing with the flares, and it's just, and then this imitating and start letting those use an actual legitimate former Marine. Like, come on. So if she can find a way to generate income without having to deal with the WWE bullshit and the wrestling fans that can't just keep their dumbass opinions to themselves bullshit, if she can make money outside of that, then good for her. She knows what she wants. She knows what she has to offer, right? She's apparently either married or has a significant other. She definitely has children. So she is making decisions that she feels she is able to make. And she is going to be producing content. She's going to be doing whatever she feels she needs to do and is allowing herself to do outside of WWE to keep the income going. I don't really think she, a couple people are asking me over the course of the day, oh, is she in AEW? I don't think she really cares about doing the wrestling thing. So I'm happy that with anybody that has the ability to leave a situation that they're not happy with or they're not comfortable with. And if Macy can find her a different path for herself and for her pocketbook and her bank account, then good for her. There you go. The other side of the fence when it comes to the ladies of wrestling, I definitely want to talk about news that I think it came out either yesterday or today. I don't remember, so forgive my timing, but Tammy Sitch apparently now facing up to 25 years in prison after changing her plea to no contest in the DUI causing death case that she has been in jail for just over a year. That is a recent picture. I think that was posted yesterday from court. So I did want to just kind of keep it relevant, keep it real. A lot of people know that I have always been fond of Tammy. She was my first real wrestling crush, for lack of a better term. She was the WWE diva. Sorry, just trying to find a picture. She was the quintessential WWE diva when I started watching wrestling back in when she came into the company in 1995 and 96. I had been watching, of course, since 1990. Uh, and a lot of you know that I got to meet her in 2003 at the XPW shows, their last two shows before they got in federal trouble. And this actually is taken on my birthday. This picture is from my birthday, March 1st, 2003, 20 years ago. Crazy. I cherish that picture. I always will. People will think what they want to think of Tammy. Uh, uh, it's hard, and it's very hard for me to be objective. And I'm seeing the comments, one or the other about letting me post in my own time and letting me talk about it. And JJ, I don't know if you're just gonna want to talk about what's going on with Tammy, which is why I'm bringing it up now. Um, I actually saw recent footage of her very recently. She was in the documentary that was put together by Reels that has been subsequently posted to Peacock about Joni, China. They interviewed her apparently before she was jailed for this most recent arrest, this most recent DUI. Seeing her in in the moment she was being interviewed, and knowing she was checking into rehab in 2016 when Joni passed away, was difficult to watch. Sorry, guys. Um, it's difficult to know that 7 years later she's now probably going to spend the rest of her natural life in jail. 25 years is the maximum apparently she can get. I can't see a judge giving her less than, based on her history. And I see this comment, and I don't know how much will stick. I'm not all that familiar with the legal system in different states. I'm not familiar with it here, for being honest, on things like this. So, as much as I valued getting to meet her and interactions I've had with her over the years, and quite frankly, her watching over JJ in his moment of distress at the Frisco fiasco all those years ago, I can't honestly believe that anything less than a very long, very harsh sentence will get through to Tammy. Um, I don't want to think that of anybody that you know, as I was coming into my own as a person and as a fan. Um, it's going to be a very challenging time for me as a fan here the next little while with Tammy. And there's a lot going on beyond this wall, beyond these walls, that a lot of you are not going to be privy to um, for a lot of reasons. And there's a reason why I'm making the decision to not be around a lot next week. You'll still see me on the shows. You will see me quite a bit actually next week. There's going to be a lot more different probably than you guys want to deal with, if we're being completely honest. But there's a lot going on here the next, including tonight, 13 days. I know that she was driving with a suspended license, and she was driving under the influence. So personally, throw the book at her. She should get a lot of a big sentence, and that's not me being a cruel, uncaring person. That's just me hoping that something like that will get through. Anyway, so including tonight, I've got this tonight. I'm going to my high school's first home game tomorrow, which I always enjoy the start of Cowboy football season. Open mic night karaoke, British Invasion style on Saturday. The Multiverse United 2 from the Bell Tolls watch along for Impact New Japan on Sunday. Meech's Musings on Monday. The watch along of Heat Wave on Tuesday, along with my first of 2 back-to-back days at Disneyland. Wednesday back at Disney. As well as the Greg Cherry Show. That should say all in predictions. I'm not sure what happened to the predictions thing. But Wednesday, I think it's right there actually. Poof. Nope, I just didn't edit it yet. That's okay. No biggie. All in predictions with no DQ on Thursday, as well as Talk Wrestling will be officially on Thursday next week because of the Heatwave watch along on Tuesday. So we'll be back here in this time slot on Thursday night after the all in predictions. As I mentioned earlier, Friday, the top 10 actors and actresses we lost too soon. The reason that will be a pre-tape situation is because I'm going to be at the Bella Twins show. I'm not sure why that's in the wrong slot there, so I apologize. I'll be there Friday night with Nikki and Bree, with my buddy Kalea, probably with a lot of other people, and it has been suggested for that appearance at the podcast with Nikki and Bree that if we raise $200 between Greg's JJ's channel and mine, that I will approach John Laurinaitis for a picture or a discussion. So we'll see if I get there. And then, as I said, the other watch alongs the rest of the weekend. We've got a huge weekend coming up of content with Dad's NWA 75 open mic night that weekend. And then all in emergence. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming up in the next 13 days. Of course, JJ's got his August of movie choices from his lady at his side of things. The winning vote in the SummerSlam retro call for him and Noah was in fact Chris Benoit, Randy Orton 2004. So check that out over on the Casa members section. Staff Boy Sports Bar will be live this Tuesday. For the record, I guess they will have James producing, so that's awesome. Very, very happy about that. So check out all the things coming up. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Tomorrow I will not be live. As I said, I'll be at the Cowboy football game. Thank goodness. I get to go see my boys do their thing. It's silly. It's high school football, but it always brings a smile to my face and a warmness to my heart to go home and see my boys and see my friends who have been there from the beginning, were there when I was there. So I will be enjoying being a hometown boy tomorrow. And then shit gets real with the wrestling and the content again, because my goodness, it's going to be a very interesting next 2 weeks as we head out of August and go into September. So thank you all for watching. I know I ran a little shorter than usual tonight, but I just don't have a whole lot to do. So there is that. Have a wonderful rest of your night Thursday and tomorrow as well. Make sure you tune into Renegades content on Friday, and also check out Aaron's recap of Friday Night SmackDown. Sure, it'll be interesting with the Jey Uso situation and all that's going on within WWE, including a new U.S. champion last Friday night. So check out everything going on across the multiverse of media on NoDQ.com, on the Greg Cherry brand. Please don't hesitate to follow all the channels that fall within the multiverse and give them a little love, a like, a subscription, joining the member section if they have one, and turn on the bells so you know exactly when we're going live next. But until I see you guys again live, which will be Saturday night for this absolutely ridiculous shenanigans that is not that one. I will find it momentarily, I hope. Hell did it go? I'll word. Anyway, open mic night British karaoke on Saturday. So be sure to check it out for 19th. And yeah, if Edge is retiring tomorrow, I wish Adam Copeland the best. I've loved him from the beginning. Happy for him that if he is in the place where he can retire and be at peace with it this time, cool for Adam. I'll be a happy guy. I really will. So thank you guys very much. Have a wonderful rest of your night and a Friday, and we'll see you Saturday.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.